if you are an MP, wallahi, and you take a dime on that constituency and chop it on the day of judgment, you will account to the people. You will. And that is one thing many politicians are not aware of. If you take a dime that belongs to the state or the constituency on the day of judgment, you will account to every single individual who lives in that country or who lives in that constituency. Will you be able to justify this in the sight of Allah? Will you be able to do that? The challenges confronting us in this country is corruption. The challenges. I'm not a saint, but at least you do your possible best to avoid it. I don't have money. What I have, what I get is my salary. And wallahi, not a dime of Tamale Central has ever touched my tongue or bought a book for my son or my daughter. Because I know that I will account for it. And our society today, if you don't have money, you have no value in our society. The moment you are given appointment, your family thinks that their lives have changed. The moment you have a small opportunity, people think that you must provide. If you don't have, they disrespect you. And that has pushed several politicians to engage in corruption. No, Shatta is good. I listen to his music. I like reggae.
Yeah.
Me like reggae.
You're a reggae person.
But raga, dancehall, they're all chaff of reggae.
Yeah.
I speak Patois very, very well.
Hey,
no, very, very, no, I wouldn't.
2 lines. I
chat Patois lingua. I'll blow people, them chat Patois lingua.
That mean to what's mommy?
Me say, I'm an Rasta. I'll blow people, them a Rasta. Me not got a dreadlocks, me not take a hula hem, me not take a wisdom way. Rasta is in Japan, Mr. Awad, you understand?
Rastafari. We are
now, who greet when you're Rastafari? The response. Ube greet Naya Bingi.
Naya Bingi.
So now me respond the Ja Rastafari.
Naya Bingi.
Ja Rastafari. Now me manfa wida, manfa sigrida. I'm a Pan-Africanist, okay. And I now your book we call that book the IRIC. If you want to speak Patois.
Yeah.
Now Patois language, na language.
Okay.
It was the creation.
Yeah.
Maybe many people they don't understand the history.
Yeah.
Now Patois after slavery, almost for Africans from Senegal, from Ghana and other places, America, they took some to London. Now when they realized that their languages were lost, the Gomba, Frafra, Asante, Fanti, Swahili, and they were forced to speak the white man language. So now Mu created their own language. And the only way they can create the language is to destroy the white man language.
Okay.
So where they will say I, me, they will say I.
Okay, just to confuse the white
exactly.
people.
They won't say oppress.
Go,
they say down press. Yeah, why are going?
Where are you going?
What are going? What is going on?
What's going on? So it's a pigeon.
It's a pigeon of a sort.
Okay.
So we have what we call a rude man dem Patois linguan.
A rude man.
A rude man. Then we have what we call a Babylon man dem Patois linguan.
A Babylon.
So if you go to London, London and those places they speak the Babylon Patois.
Yeah.
But the real root Patois is spoken in Jamaica. I love reggae.
Okay.
Reggae means message.
Okay.
That's the meaning. And Patois language means message.
Now,
but many people do
not.
Oh no, I a lot of his songs. I will tell you one thing. I love Shatta. That's not question at all about that. No, I like him. I think that he has inspired a lot of young people. Okay. But I'm not a hypocrite. I won't sit and pretend. I love Stonebwoy. I think he's too talented.
Okay.
I think his talents is beyond the shores of
continent.
Ghana. No, absolutely. Frankly, that is not to say that you can take the shine away.
Yeah.
I think that there are two different brand of musicians. Okay. Even though they all sing dancehall, I think that Shatta is different.
Branding. In the United Kingdom, they have branded football very well. So for them, when you are entering Downing Street 10, football is Great Britain. Innovation is Great Britain. Ghana. Every Ghanaian this weekend, Mr. Speaker, is interested in the Chelsea Man U scores. Not Midiami versus RTU versus House of Oak or versus Kotoko, Mr. Speaker. Growing up, we all enjoyed hearing Ukuma Pima Apimbeba. It is lost in our vocabulary. the pride with which we supported local football, particularly when you had, when you know, and then secondary show boys, where you know, then Honorable Mr. Speaker, at the time he was poor like me, he used to scale the wall. We used to scale the Canadian Sports Stadium just to catch a glimpse of football because we couldn't afford to pay. So we go holding the walls of the bricks there to find or we plan.
I spoke about the 2024 transfer of ammunition from the Ghana Armed Forces to the then National Security without due consultation and authorization, which the present National Security Coordinator is seeing to that investigation. Just when I thought that was being addressed, we have uncovered another one. And in that case, theft of ammunition. And that was even before the 2024 transfer of ammunition from the Ghana Armed Forces to the National Security. I'm bringing these issues out there for us to know that the ammunition found in the hands of civilians may not just have come from the ingenuity of those civilians.
I'm urging the chiefs and the Wulamus, even as we find answers in foreign religions, you've all heard about various prophecies, some of them claiming to play the role of God. So, and some threatening our leadership that more calamities are on the way to happen unless certain things are done. My belief is that what will happen will happen. And we are not going to be cowed away from taking necessary decisions that will restore this country. And I know the way our chiefs are rallying around His Excellency the President, I know he will continue to be emboldened to take the right decisions that will reset this country, whether there are prophecies or no prophecies. And I want to urge all of us to use this moment as a solemn occasion to find out what went wrong. I want to urge our chiefs and traditional rulers that there is nothing shameful about our culture. Let us do honor to our culture. If as an individual you convert to any other religion, you have your freedom to practice your religion. And this is the land of Ghana. Tamale Central, one issue statement. Say Druha Munkobi, Yadamasi. Sabio. Say Ubibebu Ama, Wajao Nine. Say Wow, Ayani Sukoja Nine. No, I simple. Into Yadamasi. But I got Yaba.
Not one, Christ has, because Ernest died knowing him as his Lord and Savior. I was oblivious that death would take you so soon, but meeting you has shown me that angels truly exist in human form. You will forever be my hero, forever in my thoughts, never to die.
My husband was a hard-working man. I have never seen a person more dedicated to his work. Peter told me he would never allow me lift a finger because he would lift both hands for us. And true to his word, I have not had to struggle for anything. Peter took care of his family just as he took care of his friends. He did everything to make sure my life was comfortable. My husband was a go-to person for everyone who knew him, sacrificing and laying down his life to come through for anyone in need. Anyone who knows Peter knows that he would go hungry for the sake of his loved ones. 2 months ago, when he held my hand in the delivery room, through the birth of our beautiful baby girl, Winle Weswamu Anala, we had new hope for our future and expectations for our family and the life we wanted her to have. I expected you to stay for at least a month to help settle into our new reality. But for the love you had for our country, you had only just a week to spend with us. Before you left, Winle held you back for an extra week because she wasn't feeling well. Now I know why she was holding you back from returning to Ghana. But for your dedication to your work, you had to make the most difficult sacrifice to go and serve your country, leaving behind a sick new baby and a mother who was still healing. Please, come and hold me and tell me this was all a very terrible nightmare and that is all over now. I am supposed to be consoled with the fact that you died knowing God and that there is rest for you until we meet again. But I cannot come into terms with this. I will forever cherish the moments I spent with you. I certainly cannot wait for that glorious reunion. But for me, my love, Jenny will.
My beloved husband, for the 28 years we walked this journey together, you were my partner in life, my confidant, my counselor, and my trust friend. You were the person I could lean on in my weakest moments, and the one I could laugh with in my happiest days. You gave me love that was constant and deep, and you made our home a place of warm love, mutual respect, and faith. I saw the man behind the public figure. I saw the discipline that guided your actions, the compassion that touched those around you, and the strength that carried not only our family, but the responsibilities of the nation. You bore the demands of public service with patience, diligence, and dignity. Yet, you never allowed that overshadow the love and attention you gave to us as for home. Your gift was not only leadership, it was the ability to make family whatever you want. In every region, of this country. Your presence was felt, and your absence will be deeply mourned. You opened our doors and your heart. You sponsored the education for those with promise. You settled disputes with calm wisdom, and you always stood beside the vulnerable when they had no one else. Because of you, our family grew beyond blood strength across the length and breadth of Ghana. I thank Allah for the gift of the 28 years by your side. May Allah grant you Jannah Firdaus and unite us again in His mercy.
Your passing has left an emptiness nothing in this world could ever fill. Yet, even through the tears, I chose to remember the incredible man you were and the love we so deeply shared. From the moment you entered my life, you gave me more than I ever imagined: unwavering love, joy, protection, and the beautiful honor of becoming your wife. You gifted me our precious daughters, living testament of the bond we built. Through them, your spirit will live on forever. I am endlessly proud of the man you became, a man of strength, purpose, and of a good heart. You excelled in your career with tireless commitment and touched everyone around you with your presence. I witnessed your growth, your presence, your wisdom, your expanding capacity to love. Your strength carried us through challenges that could have broken us, but we always found our way back because we chose each other over and over again. This is the truest proof of our love. This year, on my birthday, you wrote, "Happy birthday, my love. You are not only my wife, but also my best friend, the greatest blessing in my life. I thank God every day for you, and I look forward to creating more beautiful memories together. Enjoy your day. I love you deeply." I was holding on those words with so much joy, eagerly counting down the days until I would see you again in Atlanta, Georgia, on the 18th. I was waiting to be in your arms, to laugh with you, to celebrate my birthday by your side like we had planned. Why then? Why am I in Ghana mourning you instead? On that final morning, just hours before your crash, your last words to me were, "Take care, babe. I love you." May heaven welcome you with open arms. Until we meet again, I hold on to our love, unbroken by time, untouched by death. You will always be my forever. Samuel Abuaja, my dear husband, rest well, rest peacefully in the bosom of the Lord.
We should all be at our usual activities, throwing up ideas in the interest of contributing to the national agenda. Your determination to succeed was high, your focus unwavering, your resolve unambiguous. Speaking with you, however briefly, revealed your firm decision to use your opportunities for the intended purpose, which is serving our country. I should be making those calls to find out how things are going and getting the usual responses from some of you. And some of the responses would be, "We are trying. Our implementation plan is on course. We are making progress. Our strategies need amendment. It's not easy, oh. We are doing our best." And Omane, you know that you and I have an outstanding meeting of the Ghana Armed Forces Council. You and I pledged to take our assignment very, very seriously. We agreed, among other things, to avoid tall and cluttered agenda by clearing items expeditiously. You had a positive reaction to the prospect of working more closely with me. I was even more excited by the prospect of learning from you. Yes, this is one more time to remind ourselves that man proposes, God disposes. My colleagues, I wish all of you peaceful rest. I thank each one of you for your examples of selflessness, commitment to duty, and your abiding belief in the ability of our country to be better for all of us. I pray that we can all gather the strength to say and believe with the hymnist that through the love of God our Savior, all is well. You are always with us, my colleagues, in the business of resetting our country and of guiding our steps through the legacies of humanness, loyalty, justice, dedication, determination, trust, and sheer hard work. Thanks for leaving these gifts with us and more of them forever. Rest in peace.
My love, no words could ever capture the depth of my pain and the weight of this loss. Your passing has left an emptiness nothing in this world could ever fill. Yet, even through the tears, I chose to remember the incredible man you were and the love we so deeply shared. From the moment you entered my life, you gave me more than I ever imagined: unwavering love, joy, protection, and the beautiful honor of becoming your wife. You gifted me our precious daughters, living testament of the bond we built. Through them,
grief can sometimes leave us feeling helpless and disempowered, but we're far from that. So it is with all this in mind that I would like today to announce the government's decisions to honor the service of these individuals and secure the futures of those they left behind. I humbly request the spirit of compassion that is the hallmark of our nation for these bereaved families. Promotions in our armed forces are never given lightly, and posthumous promotions are the highest mark of respect for duty performed even unto death. Accordingly, I have approved the following. Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala is promoted to the rank of Wing Commander. Flying Officer Manan Chum Ampedu is promoted to the rank of Flight Lieutenant. Sergeant Ernest Adomensa is promoted to the rank of Flight Sergeant. These are not just symbolic gestures. They represent the rightful place these officers have earned in our Republic's roll of honor, and the benefits due to their families will be reflected in these new ranks. The Chief of the Defense Staff will oversee the ceremonial presentation of the posthumous promotion insignias to their families. Our other colleagues who were civilians will be posthumously recognized at the next National Honors Ceremony. The next decision that the government has made is for the creation of a Children's Support Fund for the children of the victims of the 6th August helicopter crash. The purpose of this fund is clear. It is to ensure that the children left behind will never be deprived of the opportunities, the care, and the security that their parents worked so hard to provide for them. We Ghanaians live in a culture that upholds collective responsibility, especially where community and family are concerned. Think about it. How often do we meet one another and ask about their child, and in so doing, claim that child as ours? It is common to hear us say, "How is my daughter?" Or, "How is our small boy?" We take on the responsibility of raising the children of our relatives who are not as financially capable as us, or paying the school fees of a domestic worker's child. Sometimes we even pay for the medical cost of children who are complete strangers to us. And that is what Dr. Omani Boama did when he pledged to pay for surgery for Seto, a physically disabled 9-year-old boy, so that he would no longer be reliant on the wheelchair that he had been using to get around. After fully paying for the surgery, Omani could have continued with his own affairs and not giving another thought to the boy or his situation. Because Omani had a full life with a demanding job, a wife and 3 children of his own to look after. Yet somehow, even with all those constraints on his time, Dr. Omani Boama set aside a few quiet moments and he put pen to paper. And he wrote a poem for Seto before his surgery because he knew that the little boy would most surely be afraid. And in his poem for Seto, Omani wrote, and I quote that poem, he said, "You're not alone. You've got me, friends who care, family and love, always there to share." The Children's Support Fund for the children of the victims of the 6th August helicopter crash, as it has officially been named, will cover education from primary school through to tertiary or technical training, healthcare, including medical insurance and specialized care where required, and welfare support, clothing, shelter, and essential living expenses. Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Your Excellency Lordina Dramani Mahama, Your Excellency Jeremiah Kwan Kung, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Your Excellencies, former Presidents and Vice Presidents of the Republic of Ghana, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, His Lordship, the Acting Chief Justice, the Chief of Staff and senior government officials, senior service and security chiefs, members of the diplomatic corps, our bereaved families, fellow mourners, distinguished guests, my dear countrymen and women. Today's events conclude the state funeral for the 8 officers and personnel who lost their lives in the tragic helicopter crash of 6th August 2025. Though I'm sure that individually and collectively, our nation will continue to mourn as we find ways to hold tightly the memories of these men and to honor their legacies. There is no making sense of what happened. Despite whatever technical reasons or official explanations an investigation will yield, a loss of this magnitude and in this manner will never make sense to the grieving heart. What we can do, each of us in our own way, as we try to come to terms with this tragic loss, is to move in the direction of peace within our communities and families, having been reminded of how fragile life can be. Also, we can embrace the vision we shared with our fallen brothers for a stronger and more prosperous homeland. What we can do together as a nation is make sure that the lives of those who remain, specifically the children of our 8 brothers, do not become the collateral damage of this tragedy. Grief can sometimes leave us feeling helpless and disempowered, but we're far from that. So it is with all this in mind that I would like today to announce the government's decisions to honor the service of these individuals and secure the futures of those they left behind. I humbly request the spirit of compassion that is the hallmark of our nation for these bereaved families. Promotions in our armed forces are never given lightly, and posthumous promotion.
A founding member of the NDC in Ashanti region, Dr. Sappon was instrumental in building the party office in Shaiso. He treated all with respect, regardless of political affiliation, creed, or color. His humility endeared him to the grassroots of the party as much as to all national leaders. He's calm, dependable, and meticulous. He was a leader who believed in service above self, a quality rooted in his background as a police officer. Beyond politics, he was installed at Nkosohini of Cape Coast and was a devoted family man, married to Mrs. Hannah Sappon and blessed with 5 children, 4 sons and 1 daughter. On that fateful day, Dr. Sappon's life of service was cut short in the line of duty when he lost his life with 7 other gallant compatriots in a tragic helicopter crash at Sikaman in the Ashanti region. The NDC has lost more than a leader. We've lost a pillar of integrity, a strategist, and a unifier, whose wisdom and courage were invaluable to our cause. His absence leaves a deep void in our collective struggle and the hearts of all who knew him. Dr. Samuel Sappon's legacy will forever be etched in the history of our great party and the memory of the nation. He served so faithfully. His life reminds us that true leadership is measured not by titles held, but by the lives we've touched and the values we've upheld. Rest well, comrade. Your work is done, your race is run, and your name will live in the annals of the NDC. Cadets may go, cadets may come, but the revolution has come to stay. Rest in perfect peace.
I've heard the army commander talking about the quality of the pilots who were in the plane. They are technicians, they are pilots, they are very experienced, more than 10 years experience, have been trained very well. And if it doesn't depend on human quality, what else could have been the results? I would like to get to know that. We can't let this thing go unnoticed, unchecked. It must be checked. We have to find out exactly what happened, and it will be the only thing that can satisfy us, that there was nothing wrong, but there was a natural consequence of what happened, or a mechanical consequence, or something that can comfort us, that nobody played any role from outside the aircraft to cause the craft and to cause the deaths, these painful deaths.
Today, Galamsey has made us lose 8 gallant brains and breadwinners for this nation. And so we should bury Galamsey. As a matter of fact, we should all condemn Galamsey. And if we can come together as a people in a massive united front, we can stop Galamsey. The excavators don't pass through the air. They don't come spiritually. They go through the ports. They are cleared by human beings. The equipment that are used for Galamsey don't fly through. The people who are the main brains behind Galamsey don't fly through. Somebody somewhere knows anything. This is a national security threat, and we must handle it head on. And I condemn Galamsey. And to think that if we don't handle this well, in the coming years, Ghana will be importing water, that is a disaster. So the God-given land they've given us, the gift of mineral resources like gold and diamond to Ghana should be a blessing, not a burden, not a curse.
I think going forward, it shouldn't just end with the funerals, because these are children. What's going to happen? Most of the times after everything, then they leave them to the mercy of themselves. These are the people that should enjoy government scholarship for life. You understand? There should be support for the spouses. It should be bipartisan. They shouldn't say, okay, next time when MPP comes, well, it was NDC time. No, this is something that should be put there. And I heard the president say he wants to put up a fund. It should be a national fund. A national fund, not only for this 8, but for any other people who die in the line of duty, so that it will be something that will stand the test of time.
All the people gathered here signal to mercy in your departed soul. Give words, admonitions, testimonies, track records, worldly legacies, and priceless impacts were to be the givers of life. We wouldn't be here to read this painful tribute of your departure. While we mourn your painful exit, we know you had to go based on the divine will of God, because we remain mere mortals to his desires and commands. Rest in peace, Daddy. You will forever remain in our hearts. May Allah Almighty grant you generosity for the dogs. To meet again, fare thee well, Daddy, from us, your children. Sulu, Haina, Hajara, and Ahmadu.
Thank you. We now take
A very good morning to you and you're welcome to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, the 18th of August 2025. And as I always say, it is our responsibility by the principles of state policy. We have an opportunity to discuss the nation Ghana. So you join that opportunity and make sure that your opinion is heard to raise this Ghana from one standard to the next level. You're welcome to the program. Once again, let's do the headlines of the newspapers and then we'll get into the issues. Daily Graphic, I start off with it. It says, President Mahama on official visit to Japan, Singapore. Fedco redeems commercial paper issued on GSC. Return drip machines to RCC's. National coordinator warns defaulting MMDAs. You have started, eh? You've started. The Ghanaian Times, helicopter crash, nation drowns in sorrow as victims go to final resting place. State honors victims with posthumous promotions, national recognitions. Culture, rich culture on display. Gamashi marks homework in spectacular style. What picture? Which of the Gamanches is here? Daily Guide. Commonwealth lawyer. Oh, man. Love this country. Commonwealth lawyers, AG clash over Tokonu. Government sets up support fund for helicopter crash victims' children. Robbers steal 100 bulbs gold in Rambo style. GTEC chased Deputy Minister over professor titles, and MPP grant amnesty to suspend members to suspend members. So let's go to the inside newspaper. It says that after destroying Libya, Syria, Iraq, others, Western nations struggling to give up hegemony, says Russia FM Lavrov. And then owner of Unity TV and Unity FM clears air over ownership claims amid information. Public debate over property oversight sparks calls for King Zezoji to lead review. Public support for Israel. Military action in Gaza reaches historic low in U.S. Galamsey, big air crash victims. Dr. Kobina Atta Kennedy writes, The Informer. Nation mad at Galamsey after helicopter tragedy. Chopper crash. After helicopter tragedy, chopper crash. Mahama prays for Ghana. Urges support for Children's Support Fund. NPP recalls sanctioned members. Okay, so the Children's Support Fund, everybody can donate into it, I guess. Okay, GPRTU defiant over Patois in Swan Road, and then poorly performing institutions. World Bank pushes for rumors. The Inquisitor. Tragic helicopter crash funeral. Plaudits for government for setting up Children's Support Fund for families or victim families. AG schools, BCEW, CLA. Minerals Commission holds orientation for Blue Water Guards. Coming up, how Commissioner General of GRA will fall on his own rusty dagger soon. Let's go to the Herald. The Herald. Travelers' trucks left stranded in 15-hour traffic jam on abandoned Ofankor Swam Road. Attorney General Apag Kweku Azar rebuked colonialist insults from UK lawyers. Colonialist insults in quotes. For the records. Police must move beyond false sense of security at election. MPP grants Nyahota Maklo Chemating now Boabing others amnesty. GPRTU wants Maripoma Enterprise back on Pokwasi Road to rescind Thursday's strike decision. The Daily Statesman, NPP grants amnesty to suspend members. Chinese Galamsey busted in Achim Abam. Let's manage executive judiciary tensions. Presby Church cautions against attacks on separation of powers. Government to invest $2 billion annually under big push. Comes with the Ales Segbefia. The Ghanaian publisher, Bute's MPP amnesty raises eyebrow. Deputy Health Minister, not a professor, GTech. Ghana bids farewell to crash victims. Audu Mahama, the leader Prim Park needs now. I think it's a fine gentleman. The Daily Post, state funeral held for 8 victims of August 6 helicopter crash. The 3 military officers killed in helicopter crash posthumously promoted. Mahama urges Ghanaians to support children of 8 fallen heroes. The top right corner says President Mahama embarks on official visits to Japan and Singapore. The Business and Financial Times. In investments, GIPC engages diplomatic calls on new investment drive. First Bank appoints Asihon Ogeva as Deputy MD. ECD, new crypto rules expected to draw FDI, report says so. Only 250,000 jobs created for 2.7 million new workers in 10 years. World Bank's reports also here. And Stanbic Bank supports crash victims, children with with 500,000 seed donation. Financial literacy key to unlocking Africa crypto potential. Binance urges. All right, and that's it for the papers. Let's take a breather. I'll be back shortly.
When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my Lord thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
I'm here at Mycom JA Limited to show you the Promethean Active Panel, the ultimate tool for corporate institutions, hospitals, schools, and your home. With its crystal clear 4K display and an unbreakable screen with an ultra responsive touch technology, this isn't just a screen, it's a game changer. For corporate institutions and in schools, this active panel can be used for Zoom meetings and PowerPoint presentation. And oh, your homes are not left behind. You can use it to watch all your favorite programs by just connecting to a Fire Stick, and you can get access to channels like Netflix and Amazon, and voila, you are in there. At Mycom JA Limited, we provide you with the best quality products from the United States of America with 1-year warranty. You can get an active panel at a discounted price of 18,000 Ghana cedi only, and it comes with a Fire Stick, a webcam, and a micro system. You can locate us at Chado Container behind the Trade Fair. Visit Mycom JA Limited today and elevate your tech.
I'm a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
What iPhone, Papa? You were home.
So open iPhones accessories papa padia. Mention baby
ba EBA phones and accessories.
Sabani EBA, yet on iPhones any home accessories. iPhone 50 XL cost 16 Pro Max. Accessories ye wa charger, AirPods, any iPhone home akadia nyina. Nyanoma ye ni sikapudu e de beto iPhone. Say ya ankrankre, boja, and na say aboye juma iPhone nyina. For 40% beji iPhone biya ope. Na niya kano, wo de bosome miensa. Etua ne nkakra. E kwan ya obefa so de echi enyi. Dial *713*5571#. Oba, sheno so se wo de wo Ghana card. Ene niya ye kire se wo ye adwuma. Hwehwe ye kira kwan e wo circle mo. Any tip tolling ye ni modern photos enchen ho a. Afein so, se wo ba American Mall, ye ni odo rice ene di nhwani. Kuma senso ye wo edum Central Prisons runabout ejekum abonsan ni mu. Freyen e wo numbers na ebu screen ni so no. EBA phones, no hassle cra.
Brush your teeth. Brush 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit. Happy smile.
MGL Logistics and Supply is your trusted partner, providing seamless solutions for all your procurement needs. From sourcing products to managing imports and exports, we ensure smooth and efficient transactions every step of the way. Whether you require goods from across the globe or need assistance in exporting your products to international markets, we got you covered. General trading is at the heart of our expertise. We specialize in a wide range of products, catering to various industries and markets. As a trusted dealership in building materials, we provide high-quality products that meet the demands of our construction projects. Additionally, we act as manufacturers' representatives, connecting producers with distributors. Our expertise in logistics is the backbone of our operations. We plan and execute transportation and delivery of goods, ensuring they reach their destination on time and in optimal condition. MGO Logistics and Supply, guaranteed service.
When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever, my Lord, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. Though Satan should buffet, though try.
Welcome back to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana. Let me just remind you, and you know, the nation is still in mourning, but we hope that we will recover quickly, and see how we move on with or without the gallant 8. Shamima Muslim has joined me in the studio already. We're still expecting Tabitha, who is also a member of the NPP. I'm sure she's already in the building. I heard that she she has come. So Tabitha, Shamima is actually Deputy Presidential Spokesperson for the Office of the Presidency. Shamima, you're welcome. Good morning to you.
Good morning, my dear sister.
Condolences to all of us.
To all of us,
we're
indeed.
still holding on.
Indeed, indeed. Well, good morning. What can we say?
Yes. Anyway, so we know that yesterday I had something in church. I think there was we have this group called Dramatic Acts in church, and sometimes they perform dances with songs and like some choreography activity. And there was a message I took from their performance yesterday, and that was about the fact that it's a song they were using, and in the message it said that, you know, when God created birds, it anticipated that they will be landing on electric poles. So God insulated its legs. You know, they're always
on the wires
and hanging on. It was a reality that really hit me. I said, oh, that's true.
Even then, there was no electric poles,
No.
right? So
Even
you
then,
can
there were no
imagine
electric
the
poles.
complexity of the creator.
Exactly. So the complexity, I'm sure, gives us the strength, knowing exactly what will happen to us, anticipating our future, our whole life cycle, and knows that our strength is at this level, so he probably will raise it to that level. I'm sure he gives us the strength to go through every situation that we're in. And I'm sure same applies to you, the Office of Government, and you're holding on properly.
Indeed, because as devastating as this tragedy has been, you know, for the nation, for the family, and the president, as he has said severally, as a result of the extent of closeness, you know, between him and the individuals involved. The work of nation building must continue. And obviously, as you also read earlier, the president had already scheduled a two-nation tour, Japan and Singapore. And after the Thanksgiving service yesterday for Dr. Omani and squadron leader Peter Anala, he has had to continue the work of being the president and the leader of the nation. But this morning, I just want to take some minutes to journey back, you know, and as we all reflect together, because again, in as much as many of us would have to go back into our routine, I think as the president has said in his statement, this a tragedy of such a magnitude and manner is not one that you can easily forget. And even with the families, especially with the families, I don't think that there's going to be any forgetfulness about this tragedy anytime soon. However, what we can do, as His Excellency has said, is that we do not become the collateral damage, you know, of this tragedy. And that's also a message to the family, and rather to find ways of overcoming and not feeling helpless, and also to rise, you know, with renewed purpose and compassion. When I was reflecting about what lessons we can all draw as human beings who are who are next in line, really, because it's really we're all heading towards the gallows. And I mean, for Muslims, we say kulli nafsin za'iqatul maut, that every soul will taste death. And again, the exhortation we are often given and reminded upon the loss of life, or the announcement of a loss of life of anyone, is to say inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, which means to him we belong and to him is our return. If you reflect on pain, just as I was coming, I was like, you know, it's been 12 days. Today is exactly 12 days, but it looks like it's been forever, isn't it? The things that have happened within these 12 days, it's quite profound and poignant. if we reflect on what pain can cause you to do. And I thought that, you know, in these 12 days, pain was like a fuel that powered the organization of all the things that had to be done within this very short space of time. Pain was a fuel that bound different people, different agencies, different ministries together to sit around and work together to ensure we organized a befitting series of activities to usher our fallen comrades and compatriots to the other side. Pain was the fuel that taught us again of how transient life indeed is. And what it tells us is that even with pain, if we channel pain rightly, it is not avoiding pain, it is not, you know, avoiding grief, but to understand that there are ways in which we can channel the grief that we feel to help us recover. I think in the next couple of days and weeks, as many of us move on with our life and the immediate families are left with the profundity of what has befallen them as wives, as children, as close family members, as friends who were very dependent on the individuals who are no longer with us. We will be inspired by what they stood for and channel that grief, channel that pain into things and activities that will help us recover and that will, you know, help especially the spouses and children be able to be what, you know, their husbands and fathers would have wanted them to be. So this morning, once again, on behalf of the President, John Dramani Mahama, his spouse, the First Lady, Madam Lordina Mahama, the Vice President, Professor Jenano Pokuajiman, the Chief of Staff, Mr. Julius Deborah, and his two deputies, Nana Oye Bampo Ado and Stan Dobe, who oversaw the organization of the funeral and chaired also the funeral planning committee. Annie, from that Wednesday, it's been a flurry of activities. And if you just sit through and look at what has happened, you know, since that Black Wednesday, 12 days on, we owe God all the glory. And I want to, again, on behalf of all these individuals I've mentioned, first of all, say thank you to the families of Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensah Flights, who is now being promoted to Flight Sergeant Ernest Ado. To say thank you to the families of Flying Officer Chum Ampedu, who would now be Flight Lieutenant posthumously Chum Ampedu. To the families of Squadron Leader Peter Anala, who has now been promoted to Wing Commander Peter Bafemi Anala. To the families of Dr. Samuel Sappon, our NDC National Vice Chair. To the family of Alhaji Mohammed Muniru Limuna, the Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator. To the families of Mr. Samuel Abuaje, Deputy NADMO Director. To the families of Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, MP, Minister, Environment, Science and Technology. And to the family of Dr. Edward Omane Boama. On behalf of the President and the government, we extend once again our deepest sympathies to you for your monumental loss. We extend the President's appreciation to you for your cooperation, for your patience, for your understanding in allowing all the processes that had to happen in the lead up to the preparation towards the final funeral service and rites and interment of your loved ones. We can't even begin to imagine the depth of your loss, but we will continue to pray with you, pray for you, and pray with you that you may be able to live through this grief that we all agree is of monumental proportion. We also want to use this moment to extend our deep gratitude on behalf of the President to the people of Ghana, to our neighbors, international neighbors, friends from far and near who sent in their condolences to the President, to all the various groups, religious leaders who visited the President and prayed with him and for the nation. We extend our gratitude to you this morning. To the people of Ghana again who showed up in their numbers at the memorial grounds that we mounted in honor of our fallen heroes in front of the ceremonial gardens of the Flagstaff House, to lay flowers and to light candles in honor of our fallen heroes, and who continue to inquire about ways they can be of help to the now announced Children's Support Fund by the President. We say thank you. To all the companies,
the fund is open for the public to contribute.
Be. So as soon as possible, we are hoping towards the end of this month, we will make announcements about the fund and how every Ghanaian can be of support to the fund, right? So we also want to extend our gratitude to all the companies and the individuals who made donations to government for the families, water, drinks, tissue, those who served refreshments at the state funeral, the Association of Beverage and Fruit Companies that also shared all of these things. We say thank you on behalf of the family. What we have done is to share everything that has come through equally for all the 8 bereaved families. So we thank you and we appreciate your show of generosity. I want to also send our gratitude to the people of Sikaman who were really the early responders, who saw the tragedy happen and who are the reasons why we're able to hear as quickly as we could and to find the location to retrieve the remains of our fallen heroes. To all the young men who risked their life to make that perilous journey up the mountain to help in the retrieval process, we say, Ayuko, Omampeni John Dramani Mahama, or Damunyinase. At the right time, we will say proper thank you to all the young men who risked their life to help retrieve the remains of our fallen heroes. To the Ashanti Regional Minister who was on ground, Amowakohene, you showed leadership. We appreciate your efforts in those harrowing beginning moments of what will now be a very dark time in our country's history. We say thank you. I want to say thank you to all the members of the funeral organization committee, the event company under the leadership of Mr. Stan Dogbe. They really spared no time, and it was sleepless night to ensure that all the venues and everything that needed to be done and the visuals we saw, the committee that was made up of members of the Ghana Armed Forces, members of the police, MTTD, members of government, family representatives who all worked together to ensure the very beautifully poignant, sober, somber program that we saw. And as we all sat there, Annie, and we cried with the families and we empathized with the families, it was solemn, it was orderly, profoundly emotional. And I say that as we shed tears alongside the spouses and children, we're also shedding tears for ourselves as individuals. Because in that moment, again, it hit very strongly how very powerless we are in the face of, tragedy or fate or whatever you call it. And as we shed tears, we're also shedding tears for ourselves and wondering, when death does come, will we be ready? When death comes, how would we take the news of the death of our loved ones if we were the ones in the shoes? So there's a lot of reflections that we will do. Meantime, again, want to say thank you to all the technical crew, the young men who spent sleepless nights putting up canopies, chairs, arranging for all the visuals that we see, Standobe and his men. We say thank you. And to conclude the thanks again, we say thanks to the media for being our partners in the coverage of this national disaster. There were some earlier failings, and we made appeals. Most of the media responded to the appeals. They declined to show further visuals of the earlier, reports that came in with photos. Some pulled them down from their networks. People stopped sharing on social media platforms, on WhatsApp groups. Many administrators of WhatsApp group deleted those images. Again, how you would not want to be remembered is how you shouldn't also communicate or share someone's tragic end. So we thank all of you. And as the President has announced, whatever government will do to support the grieving families, government will do in terms of providing the fund that would intercede for the young families. Most of them, in fact, all of them are young families, except one or two, but all of the children are still in school. And so the government needs to take care of the children of the heroes who died in line of duty. So Ghana, once again, thank you. As we grieve and mourn, we will step out and do what is expected of us. And we will continue to pray with the family, especially the wives and the children. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Tabitha, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Tabitha Apia-Yila is also a member of the NPP, and she speaks for the communications team, the national communications team. It's been a while. It's been a while. You were out of Accra, right?
Yeah, I traveled a little.
Okay. Yeah. I see you have eaten home food. You're looking very homey.
Thank you.
Very relaxed. Anyway, how's everything? How's school? How's life? How's everything?
Everything is fine. We are admonished as Christians to count it all joy. So it doesn't really matter what is going on. You keep counting it as joy. And the more you do that, the more the Lord also keeps smiling at you. And I think that's the aspect of life that at times we do not like. The path where it is rough, the path where it is full of mourning, like what we are going through right now in this country. It's not something that you even wish for your own enemy. Let me put it that way. You'll be a fool to believe that you don't have enemies anyway. So, but still, we are admonished not to even wish
such a thing to befall your enemies. But that is life, and we are in it, and we need to brace ourselves for whatever comes, and take out the lessons that we need to take out, and let go of what we need to let go, and to keep, pressing on. Yeah.
So yesterday we actually, as a country, had a Thanksgiving service held for Dr. Mane Boamah and Bafemi and Anala. It was a solemn Thanksgiving service held in the honor of the late minister, and then also leader Peter Bafemi Anala, who tragically lost their lives in the August 6th military helicopter crash. Now, the service held on Sunday, 17th of August 2025 at the Christ the King Catholic Parish in Accra brought together government officials, family members, friends, and members of the public to pay tribute to the life and legacy of the late minister. The two were part of the 8 individuals who also, including top government and military officials who died when the helicopter they were traveling in crashed en route to the anti-illegal mining event Obuasi. Anyway, so in pictures you see is a Thanksgiving service that was held yesterday. Some of us were able to attend. Some also watched on TV. So the President John Dramani Mahama and the First Lady Mahama were in attendance, and high-profile persons, including Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Albakwa, Health Minister Kwabena Minta-Akando, were also present. Right. Those are some pictures from the videos that are. Tabitha.
Yes.
I haven't heard you on this tragic event.
Yes.
So far.
Yes.
You may want to.
In fact, I think the very day this thing happened, a colleague of mine also lost his life. So it was a very horrible day for me, I must admit. For 3 good days, I couldn't eat well. I don't know. I was so sad and depressed. I have no words to describe the mood I was in. Because these are people who are breadwinners. These are people who also contribute to the development of this country. These are people that put smiles on other people's faces. Look, politics is such that at times you need, not at times, you always will need somebody to hold your hands and to pull you along. And to have these people die, I know a lot of young people and their dreams are gone with them into those graves. People just think that, no, it's just an individual that is dead. No, I can bet that hundreds of dreams are buried along with them. And that is sad. And if you see beyond dead bodies and you see dreams, you see potential, ministers and whatever whose plans and aspirations have been cut short because of the deaths of these people, I tell you, you will cry for them. I think that was the funeral service that was held for Dr. Mutala. I had some young doctors come out and pour out their grievances, their sorrows, and they were like, he was supporting them in their education. And I was like, you see what I'm talking about?
I even hear subsequently Haruna Idrisu also donated some funds, to support the students that Haruna was.
He said he would take over
He would take over the responsibility.
I pray that the Lord will touch his heart to continue this. It's a calling. To help people is a calling. We know people that have resources, that have everything, but will not help. And there are others too who have nothing, but are always ready to help. It's a calling. So I just pray that whoever has decided, and just as you said, that is the Honorable Minister Haruna, I pray that the Lord will touch his heart, because I know he has his own to worry about, and he's now coming to take all these people along with him. I pray that the Lord will give him the strength to continue to help these young people. I'm saying this because I realized most of them were Northerners. And if only we will be truthful with ourselves, most of our MPs lack that thing. Most of our, people that are well-to-do lack that thing to support the young people. And so to see him do this, oh God, I pray that the Lord will help him. I remember my region when we were struggling to acquire just one dialysis machine. As at that time, we had 14 of the MPs, my region, we have 15 MPs. We had 14 of these MPs being NDC MPs. And nobody could show leadership to acquire even one dialysis unit for the regional hospital. It was a shame. And so you ask yourself, if you cannot do some of these things for your people, then what is your use? Let's be honest with ourselves. Being there transcends yourself and your family. You should be able to show the other people. You should be able to take other people and support them.
At this point, it's even become very difficult to have that debate or discussion, because we have already drawn the line that as a parliamentarian, your basic work is not to do local development, whatever. That's not your basic calling. Your basic calling is to sit in parliament and make laws. But I think we have grown to a certain level where
not necessarily
you should be able to.
At times, you don't necessarily have to dip your hands into your own pocket to draw those monies. We know there are other ways that they can lobby to get it. Apart from that, why do we make friends? You get the opportunity to come into contact with influential people in the society. Try and use that. As I said, they are 14. I'm not putting it on the doorsteps of one person. 14. You can come together. And maybe a proposal to the government, something. I don't know whether you are getting what I'm trying to say. Let's let the position we occupy yield results for our people. I have always maintained this, that if I occupy a position and I'm not able to deliver, I will forever be ready to hand it over to somebody that will be able to bring results to that office. That has always been my this thing ever since I started occupying positions. And I always make sure that any position I occupy, I try to bring something new on board. So that when I leave, they will say, oh, when Tabitha was here, this was what she did, and this is what she is doing. And that is what is lacking in most of my northern politicians. And I have to be honest about it. So when I saw that concerning Honorable Dr. Mutala, I was so happy about it. And I pray that help will come for all these young people. I also want to pray for the widows, especially the young widows. Most of them, I think, were still in the honeymoon season of marriage, And so they were still drawn to their partners, and the love they showed, in fact, touched my heart. And I pray that the Lord in his own way will comfort them and bring them a lot of peace. The children, unfortunately, who will be missing out on, the presence of their fathers, I pray that the Lord will give them a replacement. We are told that the Lord is the husband of the widow and the father of the orphans. We pray that the Lord will come true for them in this time. It is not all about money. At times, a voice that is present and a voice that corrects is more important. At times, even more than money. And so I pray that the Lord will give them an additional voice that will instruct them just as their father would have instructed them. Because we know that there is no father who will give a serpent to the child when the child asks for bread. And so I pray that whoever will come their way, that person should have good intentions for them and should see that they grow. Every parent wants to see their children do better than them. And so whoever will be coming their way should be able to see them beyond they themselves and to place them in places where their fathers would have loved to see them be in. I also want to take this singular opportunity to also acknowledge some deaths that happened, and those families are also grieving. Let me mention my own sister, one of my sisters in my political party, Hajia Rabi, who happens to be one of our directors of communication. She lost her mother, and I know that she's grieving. I would have loved to be with her in Tamale yesterday when they were doing her final adwa, but due to some circumstances beyond my control, I couldn't make it. But I know that the Lord will comfort her and be with her and her family. The absence of her mother is so great, a void that nobody can fill. So I pray that the Lord will find his own ways, will find ways to, make up for that loss that they are experiencing in their family. I also saw the death of one young lawyer. I don't know if you've heard about it. One lady who was a midwife and decided to venture into law. She graduated this year, and the media was, on fire when she went for her graduation. People were like, wow, a midwife, and why are you back? Why did you go back to law school and all that? Unfortunately, she died, I heard yesterday, and the media is grieving. I pray that the Lord will comfort her family and whoever is affected by her death. I also want to, take this opportunity to admonish our leaders to investigate the crash. Let's not leave it into the hands of people to draw their own conclusions, for people to say whatever they think. I think the world has developed to the stage where we should do away with superstitions. We should do away with, let me put it that way. Let us investigate this thing and find out why this crash happened, so that it doesn't happen to anybody who goes out to do government business. Nobody is praying that this thing should happen, even though some people were of the view that it doesn't really matter the state of an aircraft. You can use it. Let's not be heartless. I won't be heartless to say some of these things, that it doesn't matter the state of an aircraft, whether you like it or not. Since we have purchased it, you have to use it. I won't go that entrenched, go to those entrenched positions and make those, excuse me to say, foolish submissions. If something is not fit for purpose, let us discard it. Let us do away with some of these cheap propaganda, and let's value the lives of human beings first before money. Let's value the lives of human beings first. And so whatever they need to do to bring, to investigate this issue and bring out the actual cause of death, I think they should do that. And if it involves resources, they should do that, so that we prevent. That.
Yesterday when Saturday during the funeral, looking at the children of these departed souls, I was wondering, it just dawned on me, how are we going to explain to the children what we have done to their parents? I mean, and surprisingly, the children appeared pretty strong, and putting in efforts to rather console their mothers and their grandmothers. So I was looking at them with admiration, but then at the same time I was wondering, are we going to be able to satisfy them with explanations? With the investigation that will come out, will they be pleased with it? There's so much, it's almost like there's so much we have to do to clear the air, and clear all this confusion and superstitions and everything that everybody, seems to be cladding their minds with. So, well,
yes,
with a call in the right direction.
With the issue of the children, they may appear very strong, but at the right time, they will feel their absence. grief is such that you can never be able to
recover fully.
No. It comes periodically.
It has stages.
Yes. And it will come and go, especially when, let's say, your father used to come and visit you, and it's visitation time, and people's fathers are coming, and yours, you know he will never come. You will cry. You will feel it. When you grow to a certain stage, especially those who are females, they would love that their fathers walk them down the aisle. When that doesn't happen, you will remember again. It does not go away. It stays with you forever. And that is the part where you will need the support of people. You will need that the family at all times when your child calls you any day at all and is down, take time out and, you know, see to the needs of this child, because it is going to be there forever, especially with the way they died. Come on. It's something that, as I said, I don't wish it upon my worst enemy. I don't see that.
Okay. I mean, even some of us, I'm not sure how we are going through this whole phase. So you can imagine what the family itself is, you know, also going through. So let's all be, you know, let's all be moderate with comments, pictures, messages, whatever you think you want to share about this is okay. Chama, you want to say, I wanted to take a break. You want to say something quickly?
No, I just wanted to say quickly that I actually am not in the mood to do any hardcore politics, but I hope that it was not out of mischief that my sister singled out the 14 MPs in the Upper East region for mention and questioning their commitment to their constituents. I mean, as we speak now, from a high of 138, New Patriotic Party has reduced in terms of representation to 88 and 87 now, because of the unfortunate, again, loss of life of one of the MPs. So if we are measuring, you know, the competence or the effective leadership of MPs, and you look at the numbers now, it doesn't quite bear her out that perhaps the MPs in the region haven't done a good job. But people will not elect representatives that they do not believe, you know, are representing them adequately. They won't do that. There are challenges, obviously, with how much a member of parliament can do. And if Tabitha's philosophy is that if they give you a task and you're not able to perform, you should leave the scene, I think then she should give that same advice, most respectfully, to the leaders of her party who are seeking re-election. You know, if you're saying that, and again, sorry about this, but I wondered if it was not out of mischief, okay, because Tabitha speaks for a candidate who was a vice president who was not able to complete a dam in their you know, in his own northern area, or complete a fully functional watermelon factory in his own hometown. So this is really not the time for you to try and take unnecessary, you know, what do they call that word? Unnecessary shots. You know, we're all mourning, we're all reflecting. Of course, the politics will come back, but in your attempt to communicate, you know, a position, you must be careful not to dig a hole that you yourself might end up falling in.
Okay.
Politicians and MPs are to do a number of functions. Some of it is development, some of it is representational, some of it is oversight. And just because of the levels of, you know, inadequacy of resources, many of them are sometimes unable to bring about the necessary infrastructural development. They are really not the ones to do that. They can facilitate the process. Mind you, many of these MPs were opposition MPs. The NDC MPs have been in opposition for 8 good years before they came into power. So national resources must be spread equitably across, And we shouldn't be hearing things like, because you don't vote for me, that's why I don't bring in development. So please, let's move forward. Let's learn lessons and do constructive criticism that actually pushes the boundaries of our, our politics and of our development.
Okay, we'll take a so if you have anything to suggest, indulge me. Let me take a quick breather. I think my emotions are rising. So should I go and come?
Oh, let me just say something more. Hajia wanted to use her calm voice to say a lot of things that she shouldn't have said. Because if you want us to have a sober conversation, I think you shouldn't use some words that you did. I indicated that there are other ways that the 14 MPs could have raised funds to get us at least one dialysis machine. That is what I said.
Something you couldn't do in the
and
for the region.
Now we have all 15 seats being for the NDC. And the NDC in my region, it is not a secret that they have always dominated my region. It has never been a secret. So what you are saying is neither here nor there.
So even during your tenure, they should have been able to lobby?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I never said that they should dip money, take money from their own pocket.
But you had a couple of times when the president at that time, had the opportunity to meet, I think, some chiefs and some people, and he openly made comments that because you didn't vote for me, so and so and so and so, I didn't want to go into that.
And where did he say that?
Oh,
not in my region.
Not in your region,
yes.
No. But with that,
and of course,
with that mentality,
with that, no,
it's possible that
let's not reduce the intelligence of these MPs to some of these utterances, please. I have seen some.
Which utterances? The utterances from the president.
Yes, what he said. What he said, we all know he just said it. What about what Sam George said? What did Sam George say? Sam George said he was able to lobby the Akufo-Addo government to get some developments into his constituency. Didn't he say it? And that is what I'm saying, that they could have also used the same way to get the dialysis unit. So if you tell me that the president said that, it is neither here nor there. He just said it. At times you may say something and it doesn't. Yes.
And not necessarily.
And so, and apart from the Ablakwa and all those people, they had some level of developments in their constituencies. How did they get that? I am asking you, and I'm telling my MPs that they can go beyond that. We've seen Ablakwa do some work in his constituency, he alone. And I'm talking about 14 MPs who could have come together to also get something of that sort for us. And I don't think it is a wrong call. It is a call in the right direction. And I will never take it back, because it has to be made, and made strongly, that even now that they have the 15 MPs, we are expecting something from them. Because politics as it is local. And I will not tell you what they come to tell our electorates when they go to meet them.
When they campaign?
During campaigns. But what they tell them is this: that now, dear mother is in the kitchen. So if your mother is in the kitchen, we are expecting so much from you. Okay? And we even have people come out to tell us that even if they bring a goat, excuse me to say something, that even if they bring a goat to represent the NDC, they will vote for them. So if my people have not been able to realize that development goes beyond bringing a goat, you who have been put there and you know better, you should be able to scout, look out for good things and bring to your constituents. That is the point I'm making. And I know that at this level, what I'm saying actually makes sense. Now you go ahead to talk about Dr. Bawumia. The dam was supposed to be a World Bank project, a project that they fund. I remember even at the Soko project, the launch of the Soko project, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia took the opportunity to further engage the World Bank to come back and help them raise funds to complete the project. So what you are saying is not something that he can use his hands or use his own resources to build the dam. The dam was supposed to be resourced. And I am telling you that he went ahead to even engage the World Bank, even at the Soko when we're at the Soko lunch. So what I'm trying to say is that Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud has done what he was supposed to do. He has lobbied, even in front of us, he used the opportunity to lobby. And that is what I'm talking about. And so you cannot expect him to use money from his own pocket to go and do the dam. It's not possible. It's not possible. More to the point, Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia has never been president. He was just a vice president. We have had the man from Bole being a president.
He was not just a vice president.
He was a vice president.
Yes, the
Can you tell me?
The constitution makes provision for the vice president.
And what,
so he was not just
so
a vice
is he supposed to be doing projects for the country? As a vice president, was he supposed to do a project for the country with his own resources? Is that part of the prescription?
But we as a people are not the ones who were pronouncing projects.
Yes, she pronounced it.
We are not the ones pronouncing projects on the head of the vice president. He is the one. He himself is the one going around talking about what he has done. He's talked about digitalization. He's talked about the economy. He's talked about almost everything as though he was in charge.
And he will seize every opportunity to look for development for his people. And I told you how he went ahead to engage the World Bank even at the launch of a Soko project. This tells you that he is committed to seeing that that project is done. And if you tell me that your candidate, or should I say your man who happens to be the president this time around, who was once a president, couldn't see the need to build a dam for the northern sector. And even now, I don't know if he's going to champion that cause, because if he does it, it will help all of us in the north, because we are told that if that dam is completed, it's going to give a lot of jobs to the people. People will find, irrigation, farming to be one of the things that will very common in the, in the northern sector, because of our one rainy season pattern that we have in a year. So if your president can champion this in the absence of Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, he should do that. Okay. Because we are seeing, or we are supposed to continue whatever a government starts. And since the north happens to be one of the places that gives you a lot of votes, I think you should do that for them and show gratitude to your people. And let's stop politicizing some of these things.
I will be back shortly.
Mistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students, look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600 360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Chia winning Nara, me ding edibay dapa, me diatia sonko cran ebremo. Now the 20 and woman with piano ed Japan me debremo. And no any some spices in here. And we wow no bebreo, various flavors, ubenya a yakko, ubenya nemchi, ye do good jollof muma emu yede, ubenya ye do quam, ye do for yemu, hot nako pibito, na emma with piano, and yet de. Unyiminia, young con your cocotina for eka.
Utando ye communication ni o enjoy utuba da samu spices. One in the essence of time. I'm going to get that. Some spices in a sandwich. Daddy so say. Some spices. Salmon spices. Nyama chicken.
Salmon spices. In Sanaka in Ketwa, measure 10 grams. Your chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, can jollof, and the flavors of food will be brave.
Salmon spices. Yes, Saka.
FDIJ Jadien Kratuyatum.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson. Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friendly Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Friendly once now.
Hey, that's you.
Improve.
Yeah.
Captain was key to double the action. Me did this sasso spray. Mr. Friendly sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso.
Come tum preko.
A home is more than just walls and a roof. It's the warmth of family, the assurance of security, and the joy of shared moments. Whether you're returning from abroad or seeking a new beginning, Rehoboth Havens Ayimensa is where your journey truly begins. Nestled beneath the tranquil Ebri Mountains, this gated community offers the perfect blend of modern living and natural beauty. Our 2, 3 and 4 bedroom homes are designed for family living with spacious interiors, elegant finishes and all the comforts that make life better. From cozy living rooms for bonding to modern kitchens for culinary creativity and private gardens for peaceful reflection, every space is thoughtfully crafted. At Rehoboth Havens, your children play safely, your family grows joyfully, and your memories are built on a foundation of care and community. Starting from 675,000 Ghana cedis with flexible installment plans, your dream home is within reach because everyone deserves a place to truly call home. Rehoboth Havens, where futures are built and dreams come to life. Call us on 0553 751933 or 0206 823524 to secure your future today. Rehoboth Social Housing, your housing dream becomes reality.
Wezalo Amarab. Yes.
Ghana Tourism Authority welcomes you to the 2025 African Marketing and Technology Conference.
From digital storytelling to destination marketing, welcome to Ghana, the gateway to Africa.
Come here and build high-valued network. And of course, you build this network with great industry leaders.
We can't wait to host you. From our immersive cultural experiences to the plethora of our sun, our beaches, our gastronomy. Ooh.
We are asking all of you to come network at this beautiful event that will actually teach you the real value of marketing to tourism.
Yes, the Aquaba Night. Come and experience our rich heritage. Come and dance to the beat and rhythm of our music and culture. This is Ghana Tourism Authority.
Welcome back to the program. We're still on Good Morning Ghana, and trying to take and put the pieces together. Shamima, you remember I was telling you about a song I heard in church over the weekend. So Samuel Brian Boabing just reminded me of the song. So the line is in Dinah Hamilton's song.
Oh, okay. But you know, Dinah was my classmate. We sat with each other.
Oh, in school?
She was Dinah in Tribuesi then, in Morning Star.
Before she got married. Oh. Hey.
She's always sang. She's always been. So I followed her to join the school choir. So they were assessing us. You had to say do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la. So when I finished, I said, no, they can't place me anyway. So I went back and
so people have done some.
But Diana was always in the morning.
Singing prowess this morning. I said no.
They didn't believe in my voice capacity. And today, look at where that voice has brought me. It may not sing, but it speaks quite well, doesn't it? But yeah, Diana was a classmate.
Okay.
We were talkatives. At a point, they separated us. We used to sit in Form 3, we sat by each other.
Yeah. You can tell she's also a talkative. I mean, at least it's your job. But for her, she sings.
But I wasn't.
But you know, the way she writes her songs,
you
can tell she is a talkative. She writes a lot. She writes a lot.
And she tells stories.
She tells stories. Yes, there's so much in
she
her
has
mind.
Quite a rich history, so it informs a lot of the stories. So you can relate to
easily
to the things that she says.
Well, good morning to you.
So
Dinah,
you see, I think that was a
probably known as Dinah Hamilton.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if people think that I'm very young, which is, I will take that as a compliment.
As a compliment.
Because when I did an interview and I was referring to Dr. Omani and Mutale's, student days, and one of the media houses, did a quote card, then the comments were like, where were you during their student days? I was in the same General Assembly with them. My
goodness.
Yes. So, even
I am shocked.
I was in Legon in 1999-2000 academic year. I completed Legon in 2003.
But the truth is, those who are even doing the criticism, do they know the ages of these people?
I don't know how old they think I am, though.
But how old do they even think they departed?
I don't know.
Because Dr.
Maybe they think they are old.
50.
He was going to be 50 towards the end of the year. So perhaps that's why sometimes they can be very disrespectful, because you don't take time to follow people's trajectory and think that they are just here by chance. People have different paths to their eventual destinations, and life is not a race, is it? And so that's why we as leaders must really try to sanitize this politics of ours, because when it hurts on both sides, and you can't keep throwing blame and never seeking to accept any responsibility, by yourself. And it's unfortunate, because it is we who have given this tone to our politics, and it will take us. And what worries me sometimes is the younger generation of politicians. We who should say that we want to sanitize seems to be the worst culprits, in terms of being thrown out there to come and make statements that, that further deteriorates the politics. So let us learn as young people, because whatever we cook today, we will eat it tomorrow. And it will know no color. It will know no political color. It will know no status color, because the level of vitriol is completely avoidable. We can argue vociferously, passionately about issues, but the degeneration that comes along with it it's sad.
Yeah.
But let's see if there's a new generation of young people who would emerge. Today we celebrate people like Omani. We speak about how passionate Murtala was. All the politicians that have gone, that we have, across board. You have people, agreeing that, this person was a good person, or, was a good politician. Those values are subjective, are objective, I beg your pardon. We can look at how they did their politics and learn some lessons from it, because if you go on a certain path, it is not sustainable. You end up in the cooler somewhere, whereas the people who set you to it would be drinking their Kool-Aid or whatever it is that they drink somewhere else. So let's learn as young people and imbibe better virtues and values that guide our interaction with each other, with ourselves, and the politics of the day.
I just hope that the system will be sanitized with a few, one or two disciplines. I hope it will be sanitized, because if you do not know, misinformation, disinformation, we've been talking about it, but it looks like it's like a talk shop. That's what we are, on and on about. But it's real. Misinformation is a crime. Disinformation is a crime. You'll be dealt with. I think we need to get to that area where it's not just about military system that will probably, shape your mind, shape your mouth, and shape your fingers, what you write, what you say, and what you hear. But, we'll still go on the path of this.
No, go on.
Yes, this Galamsey conversation. Some of the papers have captured very interesting headlines. The Informer says, "A nation mad," as Galamsey, after helicopter tragedy. The question is, how mad is mad?
Yes.
We have, Robert Steele, 100 lbs gold in Rambo style. I don't know how they did it. It's still gold. But, that is equivalent to 45.359 kilograms of gold. And Daily Guide captured that. It said that a gang of armed robbers on Saturday stormed a gold dealership shop at Mpoho in the Western region, attacked the shop attendants and made away with 100 pounds of gold and 80,000 Ghana cedis cash. The violent attack occurred about 7:30 p.m. The robbers, who were heavily armed, ambushed a gold dealer and gave several warning shots, according to the sources. One of the gold dealers who was shot in the thigh and was later rushed to the hospital for treatment. Managers of the shop, Panyame Gold Shop, in the statement confirmed the robbery and indicated that it has been reported to the police, who have launched the investigation. There's also Chinese Galamseyers busted in Achim Abem, and that's also here. The question really, whenever we talk about Galamsey, I think one of the top excuses have been employment or unemployment, right? And that's the excuses people normally use to make a case for the youth that finds itself in gold activities or gold trade or gold minings and Galamsey activities. I just want us to watch this video briefly. Do we have the okay, if we don't, then let's go on to the discussion. Tabitha, I'll start off with you this time.
Yes.
With the issue of Galamsey. I'm sure you've also faced your own wrath about Galamsey. And today, when you criticize, we tell you that in 8 years you couldn't do anything. Are you expecting this government to do something in 6 years? And I mean, that talk has gone round and round and round.
6 months.
And this is where we are. I have already seen attempts to fight Galamsey frontal by ordinary Ghanaians on social media as well. Some are calling for a protest on the streets, and maybe some of us are all willing to join these protests anyway. So this is where we are when it comes to the fight, and we cannot disassociate it from the crash that we have all suffered the pain from in the past few days.
Galamsey. You know, in the heat of the campaign, those who were following the conversations, they will bear with us that the MPP suffered a major blow when it came to Galamsey. Almost every media house would drown our conversations. Whatever submission we make, they find a way to drown it. Nothing we said made sense to the Ghanaian nor any media house. No media house was ready to listen to our story nor help us fight the canker. We, during the campaign, declared Galamsey as a social canker. We saw the need not to politicize it, and still do not see the need to politicize the fight against Galamsey. Because we all want a good environment for ourselves and for our children and our children's children. And so, yes, we are all going to support the current party or the current government to fight Galamsey head-on. We all want to do away with it. Nobody wants to discuss this again in the next elections. No, we don't want to do that. I have always said that the MPP, as a political party, will always put Ghana first before anything. And so, to have my sister today make submissions like we should do our politics devoid of, you know, insults or things that doesn't really represent the soul and spirit of Ghana. I think that conversation should be had in-house first, because within their house, that is where the whole thing started from. That is where we started hearing the babies with sharp teeth coming from. And so I think that discussion should start in-house, and when it comes out, everything will be good.
That's where what started from.
You know, this politics of
insults.
Insults and, you know, just...
It started from
blatantly. Oh, yes. That's why I said everything has a history. Where did the children with sharp teeth come from? Came from them.
It doesn't matter where you came from.
Okay. So that is why I'm saying that as much as possible, that discussion should be had in-house before it comes out.
No, my question is the babies with sharp teeth tag, that tag is telling you that it means that insults, policies of insults started with them?
At least it tells us where it's coming from and who said that and why the person said that.
Okay.
That is why I'm saying that that discussion should be had in-house first. Now, let's go back to Galamsey. In fact, hadn't it been the fight of Galamsey, we would still have our gallant 8 with us today. We would still have them with us. Because why were they going there? They were going there because they want to fight Galamsey. I remember during the heat of the campaign, the NDC had a clear-cut, you know, road to solving Galamsey. And one of the things they used against our government was that we should call for a state of emergency. But today we are in, they've done 8 months in government. And when you raise the issue of let's call for a state of emergency, the NDC is running away from the very thing they prescribed to us. What is that? Are they ready to fight the Galamsey? Or they were just trying to buy votes, or should I say, make political capital out of a social issue? You promised us that when you come, you are going to deal with the kingpins. So far, how many have been arrested?
How many of what? The kingpins?
Yes, have been arrested. Because there's still serious Galamsey going on in this country.
But one to me was invited.
I had our win. You mentioned, okay, is it only Woon to me? So now that Woon to me has stopped mining.
He's one of the kingpins that were named in the Frimpong Boating's report.
Yes. So now you've mentioned him. Good. Has Galamsey stopped? It hasn't. Meaning that there are more to be arrested. Yes. Isn't it? So why are you not arresting them? We just heard that our win, something is going on there.
What's going on there?
You didn't hear? No. Okay. I heard there is one Chairman Kutu. And that he was found to be doing Galamsey. Why is nobody? Why are they not arresting him? Why are they not also inviting him? Why are they not also, putting him through the same, process that they put Wontumi? Why are they not doing same?
I don't understand.
Yeah, it's the same with me here. I still don't understand why they have decided to let go of their own. Yes, I don't understand. Because if you claim you are going to invite and arrest the kingpins, and you have arrested only Wontumi, but still we have Galamsey going on in this country, who are you deceiving? You are not fighting anything. What about the repeal of the law? Why are they not repealing the law? Why is it that they are backtracking on everything they said they are going to do? They said they'll be using AI to solve Galamsey. Where is the artificial intelligence they are talking about? I can tell you for a fact that there is no single initiative that the NDC is doing currently that the MPP did not do. We had tracking devices that were tracking excavators and all that. It didn't yield anything. We even went ahead to prosecute people and put people behind bars, which the president said when he comes, he is going to give them amnesty and go after the kingpins. That did not solve Galamsey. We introduced, the military personnel and other security personnel to go into the pits and to fight Galamsey head on. It still did not yield results. And that was because the political parties were not together on this. Because we had people, the NDC, one of their deputy communication directors, going into the farmlands, going into Galamsey areas and telling the people that keep on doing what you are doing. The government is not concerned about your livelihoods. And so when you vote for us and we come, we will allow you do Galamsey.
You are
to the extent that they emboldened...
The name is Kuto.
Kuto,
yeah,
sorry.
Not Kuti.
No Kuti. No. Sorry.
You had Chairman Kuti who is passed, actually.
Okay. So why? Why will the government be telling people that don't do Galamsey? Meanwhile, you have the opposition party going into Galamsey sites and urging the people on and telling them that, look, go ahead and do it. When you vote for us, we will protect you. We will let you do Galamsey, which emboldened them to the extent that when they won immediately, something happened in Obuasi. We saw what happened in Obuasi when they opened fire on innocent people, all because of a reckless campaign message that the NDC, advanced and encouraged their own to go and seize. There is even an instance where Mr. Gbandi, their own deputy organizer, on Joy News, said it boldly that there was a pit that MPP was mining in, and now that they have come, they want them to hand over that particular mining site to them. All these things are going on in this country. Meanwhile, we come back and sit here and pretend.
A Galamsey pit?
Yes. They were taking over mines. Especially if they see that you are probably aligned to the MPP and you even have license to mine, they are still going to take it forcefully from you. Why are we doing this? And then we come back here and sit and pretend as if we don't know where the problem is. The problem is that the government is lacking the political power to do exactly what they said they are going to do. And so we shouldn't even be having this conversation this morning. All the things they highlighted, all the things they postulated, all the things they said they will be doing when they come into power. Why are we not holding them to those things? Why are they still not repealing it? Why? Meanwhile, we let people come and sit here and talk about the same thing as if we don't know what we are doing.
Okay, so let's put this in proper perspective just for the purposes of legalities that it could attract. The Chimamponia constituency chairman of the ruling National Democratic Congress, NDC, Mr. Haruna Salifo, popularly known as Chairman Kutu, has refuted allegations made in a viral video that he is involved in illegal mining in the area. Now, in response to the allegations, Chairman Kutu has also taken legal actions against the publisher of the video, seeking damages of 1,500 1,500 pay. According to the rate filed by the Chairman Kutu, the defendant's statements were false and damaging to his reputation. The plaintiff claims that the publication were defamatory and have caused harm to his person and professional life. The NDC chairman is also seeking several reliefs, including a declaration of defendant's publication and defamatory, and an order for the defendant to retract the publication on the social media platform, a public apology of the defendant, an order restraining the defendant from publishing further falsehood against the plaintiff. And while refuting the allegation, Chairman Kutu also reiterated his commitment for the government's efforts in combating illegal mining. So just so I put you in a safe space, because it has happened on this platform before for comments of that nature. Right.
Okay, so that is fine. If he comes out to make this point, then I think I will take back. I'll take back what I said concerning him, because I also saw it as a news item.
Okay,
and
you were not privy to this.
No, I wasn't. Now that I have this information, I think I will guard myself from now on. But that is still not to say that the NDC is not into Galamsey. Look, we were told and we saw videos where drip machines that the former administration acquired for all municipal, metropolitans and district assemblies to use as part of, inner roads project and other things. Some people were using them to go and do mining in some constituencies. I'm trying to, pull out that, what they call it, that information, where it happened exactly. The women's organizer for NDC, that when they come, they are going to make sure that, illegal Galamsey was unattractive to the ordinary Ghanaian. They are rather the people who are encouraging the ordinary Ghanaian to do Galamsey. And so I want to conclude by saying that shame on them. Yes, shame on them. That you can say all these things and buy the votes of Ghanaians and take them for granted. And at the end of the day, you make the ordinary Ghanaian that voted for you based on your commitment to fighting Galamsey to be, or to feel like, I've been robbed.
But have they already failed in 8 months? Or, 8 months? Is that what your judgment your score?
You look at the beginning and you can tell what the end will be.
Okay. Shamima.
This morning, I'm trying very hard to resist the invitation from Tabitha to go down a rabbit hole that she has elected to go this morning. But I'll try to address a number of her misrepresentations, fake stories, etc., etc. Annie, it is difficult to take advice or to accept the unrighteous indignation from unrepentant group of people, as has been represented by Tabitha this morning.
Some O'Brien I should caution you. He said, Shamima has been around for a very long time, so she should be gentle with the propaganda.
Someone, Sammy, tell them. In fact, tell yourself. That is why you should know that it is not propaganda, because you two, you have been around for a long time. So I'm saying that this morning, to hear unrepentant Tabitha and her party that she represents continue to insult the intelligence of Ghanaians is very telling of why, as we speak today, their party has been reduced to 88 MPs in Parliament. Their party has no representation in 5 regions, have single representation in 4 regions. It is as a result of this character that has completely decimated their political party. Tabitha tried to, again, communicate to us how very unknowledgeable she is about their own history, the dangerous history of the political philosophy that she represents. You know, she might want to go back to 1966 and read around her antecedents and the things that they did that changed the character of Ghanaian politics till date. She might also want to refresh her memory from when Ghana transitioned from a military regime in 1992, and under Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, we held peaceful elections that saw a peaceful transfer of power from one democratically elected government to another in 2000. She might want to go back down history lane and see what they brought into the body politic of this nation in 2001 with the levels of vindictiveness against political opponents. She might want to do that, and it will really, really help her this morning. Let's talk about leadership. She says that there was a point in time where Fly Jerry John Rawlings referred to young appointees as babies with sharp teeth, I am glad that she said she made reference to that example. It means we're a political party that is not afraid to speak openly against things that we think we don't agree with. And if it's the founder of the NDC had issues then and is able to speak, I think that's leadership. So I want the people listening to us to make a comparison between the leadership that we have had in the NDC, starting from Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, who was a person of integrity and honor, and who would call a spade and not a big spoon. I want you to look at the life and times of the former late President Evans Atta Mills, the father for all, that made major sacrifices so that we could sanitize our vindictive politics that was ushered into this country after 2001. I want us to look at the leadership of John Dramani Mahama and how he came and continued with the ethos of his president, late President then Evans Atta Mills, and has been decent, has been a decent leader since. Leadership matters. I'm not sure Tabitha can give us counter examples from the leadership of their party that has the power and temerity to even call their own people to account. As we speak, Tabitha conveniently forgets that they are heading towards an internal contest, which internal contest is playing out for you and I to witness. It is bloody. Their arena is so bloody because of the levels of vitriol that we are seeing in their own internal politics. Do you see? When we speak about deterioration in our national politics, and when Tabitha gets the opportunity, the only comment she can make is that it is her opponents who are the ones engaging in such. It portrays and communicates the levels of dishonesty, disingenuity that sits in the heartbeat of a party that is today virtually attacking their own selves in an internal contest in levels that we have never seen. Spokespersons are battling it out on a daily basis on social media. As for us in the NDC, when these things happen within our folds, we have leaders of conscience who call us to order. And you see public condemnation. Perhaps she might want to learn some lessons form the leaf of how we try to rebuild quickly when there are disagreements. But for her to have made that statement, knowing very well what her own party is going through internally, in an internal contest, the things they are saying about each other, the insults, the vitriol, it exposes and reconfirms to all well-meaning Ghanaians who voted the NPP out that they truly have and continue to be unrepentant. Let's come to the issue of Galamsey. For 8 good years, you asked, they were in power. It was under, again, the NDC and its tradition, PNDC, you know, they had the longest time in office, like combined years, about 19 years, before handing over to the New Patriotic Party. I always tell people that if the levels of liberalization of state capture that we have seen in the subsequent 16 years, 8 years for Kufuor, 8 years for Akufo-Addo, if those were the levels that the PNDC, NDC engaged in, there will probably not have been anything left for the NPP. The NPP prides itself always that they're a party of businessmen. Were they operating their businesses outside of Ghana? How is it that NPP businessmen were able to live in Ghana, do business in Ghana, grow their businesses in Ghana under a PNDC, NDC regime, and were able to mobilize resources in Ghana to bring, to resurrect their dead tradition that would lead to an election win for them? How is it? If we saw the same levels of vindictiveness that we have seen in the collapse of many Ghanaian businesses in the periods of first NPP administration and the second NPP administration, if the NDC had the same character, I'm saying that no NPP businessman would be existing today and engaging in the kinds of businesses that they do, sometimes involving high security businesses, that they're still having opportunity to operate today. That is the Ghana we want. A Ghana that we all can survive irrespective of our businesses. I am saying in the 8 years where we saw unbridled liberalization of the licensing regime around mining, which saw a proliferation of mining leases to small companies that besieged our forests, I am saying that if we had done the same from PNDC, NDC1, NDC2, please, would the situation have been what we all witnessed in the 8 years of the New Patriotic Party, recently, outgone government, that saw the deterioration to levels, alarming levels, which Tabitha has today conceded that every intervention over their 8-year period did not yield results. Tabitha says that whatever they did in the fight against Galamsey did not yield results, and that we are literally doing the same thing. Thanks to her for drawing our attention to the facts, undeniable, undisputable fact, that their fight against Galamsey failed, in her own words this morning. So what have we elected to do as a government? I would like to take us briefly through. In the 8-month administration of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has there been a renewed commitment? Yes. Has any member of parliament, minister of state, as we saw in the case of the environment minister then, Professor Frimpong Boateng, come out to say that he's being frustrated, in his attempts to fight Galamsey? No. Has anyone reported that at the highest level, at the seat of government, at the presidency, that there are individuals involved in Galamsey activities, which, as we speak, is affecting the agencies mandated to fight Galamsey? The answer is no. What have we done since we came? There has been revocation of licenses. Government has revoked so many licenses of small to medium scale mining companies who did not receive those licenses under the right process, and also because they are engaged in environmental destruction and unsustainable mining. We have established a task force, in fact, which task force, as at the morning of the unfortunate tragedy involving Dr. Omani, there was conversation every day that the defense minister instituted a daily review of actions to mitigate against the destruction of Galamsey. That task force includes a number of agencies: national security, law enforcement, the ministries of finance, lands and natural resources, attorney general, the youth ministry, education ministry, that have been working under the mining operations, anti-illegal mining operation 9 months, as we have it. She says that she has no knowledge about any technological deployment. Please visit the Minerals Commission. Let them open for you their operational room, because as we speak, we have deployed technology that is using geosensing systems to pick live activities in most of our forest reserves that are yet to be claimed. 9 forest reserves have been claimed from, Galamsey and illegal operations, dangerous operations, armed operations in the heart of our forest. The legislative reforms that she mentioned, when we came, I say that yes, there was a promise that there was going to be a repeal of LI 2462. When we came into power, and upon the review of the the parent law, which is the Minerals and Mining Act, there were indications from the Attorney General that there are some problems with the Minerals and Mining Act. And so we require to amend that, that parent law in order to be able to have a more effective LI. In the meantime, instead of removing the LI and leaving a lacuna in the regulation of activities in forest reserve, please mind you that legal licenses were given to corporations under the new Patriotic Party rule, and so they had legal commitments, licenses to work and to mine in some of these forest reserves. They included big mining companies like Newmont and others. And so to remove the LI and leave the system unregulated, it was the considered opinion and advice of the Attorney General that let us remove the most problematic provisions in that LI. What were those provisions? Those provisions were those that granted the executive power to the president to sign on mining leases.
Sometimes my question have always been, or has always been, did you know the state of that LI before making that promise? Did you know the details and the whole composition of the LI before making the promise?
When I try to explain this, sometimes people do not understand. Of course, I'm saying that we had arrived up onto the point of an 8-year period, over 5 to 6 separate operations under the previous administration. We had arrived up to the point where the general public had now come to the conclusion that the fight against Galamsey had collapsed on its all fours, that there was now political complicity, that now there was no real commitment. And so the call was, declare a state of emergency, abolish LI 2462, because there was no trust that there was going to be any commitment to follow through the actions that were required to really stem the tide. So when that change happens and you have a new government, you will not give a new government the space to implement their programs, to begin to see results, failing which we will now make the same demands? This is the reasoning behind our approach. That why do we exhaust all the arsenals in the tool for us to fight Galamsey until we really reach that point? Why don't we now begin that long, arduous work of ensuring that we audit the system, we deploy our strategies, and then begin to track our results and impact? If we get to the point where we now think, like Tabitha got to the point 8 years after, that their interventions had failed, and touch wood, we won't get there, because what we are doing now is to forestall us getting to that point.
So that's why. So that's why you have not been able to.
And even that,
call for the state of emergency as well.
Of course.
Okay.
Because it is not like we are going to sit home pretty. You see reports every day of operations happening in some of these forest zones, of confiscation of heavy machinery, of arrests going on. You see this collaborative work being done from this inter-agency group on the ground. If you say ramp up more activity, do more, yes. But we now all agree that the work to get Galamsey on its knees requires consistent action over time. So again, let me tell you what we have done. So the legislative reforms which are currently going on with the amendments being made to LI are almost complete. The Attorney General informed us the last time. What have been our enforcement measures? They have included raids and arrests, which you cannot deny. They have also included destruction of illicit sites, which is obvious from the reports that you have brought. They have also included collaboration with our security agencies. The Ghana Police Service is on the ground, constantly arresting and processing people for the courts. Then we come to the third leg of the response, the environmental protection, where we have since launched our Blue Gas Initiative and the Tree for Life Initiative, which are the restorative mechanisms to ensure that we heal the river bodies. Are you telling me, Annie, that when you get an injury and you begin to treat that injury, it heals overnight? It doesn't. Our water bodies would take a while, especially for those recovered water bodies that do not have illegal activity going on now. They will take a while. Just last week or so, I read a report about the Blue Water Guard initiatives arresting some illegal operation happening in one of those water bodies. Also, the reclamation of the degraded lands through the Tree for Life initiative, as I have done. Are there challenges? Yes. The challenges, as we see it now, remains ensuring cooperation on the side of all key stakeholders. This includes the community, which community we have seen on video, some of whom are now engaging in direct face-off with security agencies and operatives that are on the ground to reclaim some of these land and confiscate. Please allow me to wrap up on my thoughts, because I think that my sister had quite a time to go on and on her propaganda.
No, you've used almost the same time.
So if I can just wrap up. So I'm saying that we have seen videos of community members engaged in attacks against security agencies. So one of the major challenges we continue to face is the stakeholder collaboration. Includes community, includes local chiefs, includes the local and district assembly, to ensure that we are now rolling out a consistent public education program. Whilst we are at it, we agree that unless we provide alternative livelihoods, and that is why the youth ministry is part of the task force, the education ministry is part of the task force, to ensure that the programs are aligned, and which was the reason why this trip happened at the launch of the responsible cooperative mining, where we had secured agreement with big mining corporations to give us portions of their concessions for the youth to engage in responsible, sustainable mining. Because we know that if we don't grant an alternative, obviously they're going to go back into the forest. They're going to go back into the water bodies. If I can just conclude 1 second. Yeah. And so, anybody listening to us, if it is our considered opinion that in these 8 months there has been no leadership commitment, by all means keep the advocacy going. It's a 4-year mandate. We, as a government, under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is well aware that at the end of his mandate, one of the scorecards will be around the area of his fight against Galamsey. And I'm saying to you, if that time comes and we haven't shown any marked departure in approach, in results, in impact, by all means, the people of Ghana will reserve their right to make whatever decision that they want to make. Okay. That is fair. Okay. We are not blind to that fact. All right. But we will not also be railroaded by those who have lost the moral authority to make claims that they themselves concede that they failed. Okay. I'm really in 8 years, how do you expect the change to happen overnight when you liberalized the system and allowed for the onslaught in our forest reserves?
I'm pressed with time to even wrap up, but I still have one more break to take. So let me just do that quickly, and then we'll come back to take a wrap up. Actually.
Here at Mycom JA Limited to show you the Promethean Active Panel, the ultimate tool for corporate institutions, hospitals, schools, and your home. With its crystal clear 4K display and an unbreakable screen with an ultra responsive touch technology, this isn't just a screen, it's a game changer. For corporate institutions and in schools, this active panel can be used for Zoom meetings and PowerPoint presentation. And your homes are not left behind. You can use it to watch all your favorite programs by just connecting to a Fire Stick, and you can get access to channels like Netflix and Amazon, and voila, you are in there. At Mycom JA Limited, we provide you with the best quality products from the United States of America with 1-year warranty. You can get an active panel at a discounted price of 18,000 Ghana cedi only, and it comes with a Fire Stick, a webcam, and a microsystem. You can locate us at Chado Container behind the Trade Fair. Visit Mycom JA Limited today and elevate your tech.
Ebusiafo ye mama kwaba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enyi. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala duane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby coat. In fact, the bia opama o manyina obenye bi wase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059-6377-172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye-bye.
bedum time aso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwaya mabesisia. Abozig. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't move. Oh, sorry. She knew her old dish. Eji. Dabio, baby wom. Ready? Hey, baby wom. Ah, Eji. I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At phone for Aerofield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share landa danya was mosquito call esudu womunumu. Na say spray with them musa. Chaisima edronum ansana ko dynamo.
And Kratoi FDA ajatum.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo kendini, ehu behia, semecha sapapadia to amame manfo. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, eno bombe seho bai, emane swing, ne sansu mama hotoso e wo bedwam.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the program. Good morning, Ghana. I still have Thabita Apienyele Ayila with me, and also Shamima Muslim also with me. Tabitha, you wanted to...
Yes.
I have some few minutes from my boss, so...
I understand.
Yes.
This Galamsey fight, as I said earlier, we don't even have to say it again because the NDC had all the solutions to fighting Galamsey. And so we even sitting here and talking about it again, to me, I feel like we are wasting our time and the time of the ordinary Ghanaian that put their trust in them to fight Galamsey. Look, she made mention of some interventions that they have already.
Quincy Reynolds says that clearly we have been overpowered by this Galamsey menace and so-called fight. It's a rhetoric.
They're eating my time.
People are more interested in the gains rather than the huge disadvantage this mining brings into the Ghanaian populace.
So you see, my sister told us that they are doing this and that as a form of intervention. Yes, but don't forget that as part of the interventions you people postulated for the people of Ghana to trust you that much and to give you that vote was that you will come and call for a state of emergency.
That is a lie.
And you are going to ban all forms of small-scale mining. And you are going ahead to ensure that all
small-scale mining. No,
yes, all forms. That's what they said. That's what they said. That they are banning all forms of small-scale mining for a while.
Okay.
For a while. And they said, which they have not done in their 8 years, they have, 8 months, they have not done. They also said that when they come, they will ensure that there is a repeal of that law that makes miners go into forest reserves and mine. Why are you not repealing it? You see, these are the giants. These are the very things that if you do, sweetheart, please, let me have my time. You see, these are the things that will actually nip the thing in the bud. And you are running away from it.
You couldn't do it, right?
The forest reserves.
Not just the forest reserves.
Yes, I know, and all forms of mining.
And the licenses to the forest reserves. Remind him.
Listen. Stop doing this. You are destroying me. And why are you running away from the very things you told us? How? CDD Ghana is out there talking that you people should take the bull by the horn and make sure that you honor your words to the ordinary Ghanaian. The talk time is over. The campaign time is over. It is time for action. And this action, you are the only people who can take it. And you claimed that you can take it. So take it and let the ordinary Ghanaians vote and count.
Thank you.
And,
We'll do that.
And
Thank
another
you for your advice.
Another thing you can do to honor the memory of those that we lost in the fight against Galamsey is that you actually take the bull by the horn and call for a state of emergency. Call all parties that are involved in this Galamsey. Let's go back to the drawing table and let's have, I don't know whether to say, a holistic view of doing Galamsey responsibly. I think that is the only time we can now say, look, let's go back again. Let's open our minds again for people to go back. But for now, whatever you are doing will not yield results, and you are aware, and I am aware that those same things you are doing are the same things that this government, or should I say the MPP government did, that did not yield the results I talked about. Okay. And so let's stop the talk and let's go in and do the action.
We thank Tabitha for her passionate advice and concession that because of the things they did which have failed, we should think through and collaboratively address the menace, which is exactly what we are doing. Tabitha, if she is well aware, I know she may be of projects. Projects and implementation of projects take a while, and she, with all the great advice she has, knows that we cannot completely recover our water bodies and our forest reserves in 6 months. But what she concedes that on the table there is a comprehensive plan which has been rolled out. And I keep saying that because we face an existential crisis, and His Excellency now more than ever has shown and has again committed, communicated his unalloyed commitment to fighting the Galamsey menace heads on. The Ministry of Honorable Ama Kofi-Boah, the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, has also communicated clearly of the renewed, the renewed fight. And how we're going to further enforce our existing operations. We need to stop the deterioration and we need to recover. And whilst we are at it, we will continue to ask the people of Ghana for their cooperation and collaboration. We would also continue to ask all of us that we need to be more aware of the impacts of this environmental terrorism, that we as a government and its members and communicators are not afraid to call it as that. That we are faced with environmental terrorism, which will be dealt with as such. And so, to the communities, to our chiefs, to the local authorities, please, please, let us work together to save our communities. And let us work together to figure out viable alternative forms of livelihoods that our young men and women can engage in a dignified way that will earn them sustenance whilst protecting our environment. What we will not do is to allow for the painful death of our compatriots to go wasted. And that any time that we are faced with the challenge, we will look back at the ultimate sacrifice that these gallant heroes made in line of national duty for the fight against this menace, and we will have renewed spirits to lace our boots and call out whoever is complicit. And that's what gladdens my heart, because we know that His Excellency says that anyone who is found complicit, especially as a member of his administration, you should know that you will face the full rigors of the law. So we accept the challenge And as I have explained this morning, we are rolling out the programs and we will continue to do that forcibly to ensure that we restore some, sanity in the system.
Have you rolled out a program to restore the water bodies and the degradation of the land in the forest reserves? Because we're told that we have stopped 9 reserves from experiencing this.
So the Tree for Life initiative is targeted at the restoration of trees in the cocoa areas that have been cleared for Galamsey, to restore those areas. In the water bodies, to those that have been claimed, work is going on to use again technology, because I've heard that there are some chemicals now that you can use to over a period of time purify these water bodies. But there's still a lot of work to be done. We are committed for it. We are committed for it. Again, you made the right decision by voting out the New Patriotic Party. They remain completely unrepentant.
Don't worry.
Together with you, we will hold hands and build this country that they will become envious of. Thank you very much. Meanwhile, we wish them the best in their internal politics.
Thank you.
And as some of their party members have also said, how do you reset from the top? And they still think that you should reset from the bottom.
They've granted into our internal
You've granted amnesty.
We are not having that conversation
here.
Advice
and I took. I'm also giving
I am giving an advice that has to do with the collective interest of all Ghanaians.
Because if your party is in turmoil, you're going to be a distractive opposition.
Interest of Ghanaians. This is my party. And we don't have it today on our platform to discuss. So let's leave it that way.
It's exactly because their party is in turmoil that you and I have become victims of their distractions.
What do you mean by that?
Because you see, when they are stressed, then they need to find something to do.
Worry.
Because they can't deal with the implosion.
Don't worry.
So
they
it will come
to you. Don't worry.
So this is what Samuel Brian Boabeng has been with us from beginning to the end of the program.
He says
that Shamima has no moral authority to speak about vindictive politics. We all witnessed how Apino Soup, Tata Brewery, Opoku Transport, Boache Mattress, and others were deliberately destroyed simply because then government and its allies disliked them. And that cannot be factual. You can't destroy a company because you dislike.
I'm happy you say it's not factual. But you will not mention those that have been there since PNDC time. The MPP businesses that are still thriving up to
So he says that, okay, these are same people who even short fellow citizens over personal loans. Right. So they should also refresh their memory on Fonka game and what happened to Francis Esiambi, Zidane, and others at the Eredic Hotel.
Is it? Nobody has sat here. I have not sat here to justify this. I have told you that when these things happen, leadership from within always takes steps. But they cannot even.
So he says that on illegal mining, Mama government has failed abysmally. Erasmus has reported same. And again, the national security operatives are next in this wicked enterprise. Samuel Brian Boabeng, Ajimam Bedu, our former footballer. Good morning to you. I know you're doing watching. Good morning and thank you for your well-wishing. Musa Patois says that let Tabitha understand that they are unrealistic to expect Galamsey eradication within 8 months in office, unlike the MPP era. No bigwig have been caught red-handed. Samson, to buttress your point, it was rather the opposition leader, Akufo-Addo, who went to Obuasi during the heat of the 2016 campaign and told the people that while President Mahama had said he banned Galamsey, he, Akufo-Addo, would instead help them to continue Galamsey. Some of your messages more, but my time is up. Let me just quickly wish Yayira Koku belated happy birthday to you, CEO of NIA.
Has taken me out of anyway. You've energized me because I was a bit sullen in the morning, but your provocations have energized me. Let me also say that the books of condolences are still open at the various
what are
places.
The offices?
Defense Ministry, the Ghana Armed Forces headquarters, NDC Party headquarters, NADMO office, and the Ministry of Environment and Science. And those who still will make time, please visit the family and also share some tributes in the family's book of condolences. I think at a later time, when they read some of the comments that you have gone to graciously share, it will ease their burden.
Okay.
We would also announce the details of the Children's Support Fund and how you may also be of support. Meanwhile, the flags would begin to fly again at full mast from today. But let's continue to bear the families up in prayer. Thank you very much.
So the little I have to add is I'm calling on the NDC to release our Sir Obama Pukwase for us. If you invited him, no, because we don't know why he's still under detention. We don't know why, because I read
call on the right institution.
Yes.
The University of Professional Studies Accra proudly presents the annual Leadership Lecture Series. This event takes place on Tuesday, 19th August 2025 at 4 p.m. at the Kofi Ohene Konedo Auditorium on UPSA campus. The topic for this year is the geopolitics and geoeconomics of de-dollarization, BRICS currency strategy,